I'm Max Pringle with these news headlines. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is in Washington today to meet with President Trump. The two are expected to finalize an agreement that grants the U.S. access to Ukrainian mineral resources in exchange for continued American support for Ukraine's self-defense against Russia. Ed Donahue reports.
A lot is riding for Zelensky during this visit.
Will America stop military aid or not?
He needs continued U.S. backing for Ukraine's security against any future Russian aggression. The president remains non-committal. He seemed to falsely blame Ukraine for starting the war and called Zelensky
a dictator without elections. Zelensky better move fast or he's not going to have a country left. Got to move.
The two sides are expected to sign a landmark economic agreement aimed at financing the reconstruction of war-damaged Ukraine.
We're going to get along really well, okay? We have a lot of respect. I have a lot of respect for him. We've given him a lot of equipment and a lot of money, but they have fought very bravely, no matter how you figure it.
Ukrainian forces have been holding out against a slow but steady advance by Russian forces. Ed Donahue, Washington.
A key price gauge declined last month, a sign that inflation may be cooling, though stiff tariffs threatened by the White House could threaten that progress. Sagar Magani has more.
American consumers slashed their spending last month by the most in 4 years. The 0.2% drop was possibly due to unseasonably cold weather, and it came even as a key price gauge fell. But the spending drop may raise alarms over whether Americans are getting more cautious about the economic outlook. There are fears President Trump's plans to put tariffs on Canada and Mexico may boost inflation, though the president dismissed them yesterday.
It's a myth. It's a myth that's put out there by foreign countries that really don't like paying tariffs.
But a Federal Reserve report this month says the tariffs on Canada and Mexico, plus import taxes on China, could lift core inflation by as much as 0.8 percentage points. And the president's calls for widespread federal worker layoffs could boost the unemployment rate. Sagar Magani, Washington.
German election winner Friedrich Merz's conservative bloc and the center-left Social Democrats have started exploratory talks on a possible coalition government. They were tight-lipped on details today as they launched what could be a complicated process. Merz's Union bloc, which has led the opposition since 2021, won Sunday's election, in which the far-right anti-immigration Alternative for Germany took second place. The Social Democrats are viewed as the only plausible choice of coalition partner for the Union, which, like other mainstream parties, ruled out working with Alternative for Germany, which they view as an extremist party. Between them, the Union and the Social Democrats have 328 seats in the newly elected 630-seat parliament. Merz has said he hopes to do a deal by Easter. That may be an optimistic time frame, although other recent governments have been in place within 2 or 3 months of an election in Germany. An Israeli military probe has determined that Hamas was able to carry out the deadliest terrorist attack in Israeli history on October 7, 2023, because the much more powerful Israeli army misjudged the militant group's intentions and underestimated its capabilities. Today's findings could pressure Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to launch a widely demanded, broader inquiry to examine the political decision-making that preceded the attack, which triggered the war in Gaza. Many Israelis believe the failures of October 7th extend beyond the military and blame Netanyahu for what they view as a failed strategy of deterrence and containment in the years leading up to the attack. The Prime Minister has not taken responsibility, saying he will answer tough questions only after the war. Those are the news headlines. I'm Max Pringle.